Hello Phantom Riders. Today we are going to show you how to service your link levers to keep them working like new. First, we're going to show you each piece of the link lever so you know which parts you're trying to order. Here we have the lever head, jam nut, link lever shaft with sleeve, suspension springs, square nut, rubber bushing, body with snap bushing, axle assembly, flip spring, lever base, and the M4 by 10mm mounting screws. To disassemble your link lever, the first step is to remove both the M4 by 10mm mounting screws using the T20 driver. The first step is to flip the base of the lever so the long side of the base is pointing up. The next step is to remove the axle using two Phillips head screwdrivers. Use one to hold the axle in place and the other to loosen the axle screw. Once the screws are removed, push the axle out of the base. To remove the base, push the flip spring down out of the base and pull the base upwards. If you are swapping the suspension springs, leave the flip springs where they are. If you are rebuilding the whole link lever, you can remove the flip springs using pliers or snips. You won't be reusing them, so it doesn't matter how you get them out. Now the next step is to remove the shaft from the body by unthreading it. Once unthreaded, pull it out of the body. Next, disassemble the body of the lever by pushing the suspension spring and square nut out. Pull the rubber bushing off the snap bushing at the bottom of the lever body. Now that your lever is fully disassembled, it's time to rebuild it using the link lever rebuild kit. Now is a good time to inspect the base of your lever for wear. If you see any wear on the inside of your lever base, consider replacing it. Your link lever rebuild kit comes with all three suspension springs, rubber bushings, axle screws, flip springs, and your mounting screws. Choose your suspension springs and let's begin reassembling the link lever body. Begin by pushing the rubber bushing back onto the snap bushing. Next, take your square nut and suspension spring and push them back into the body, making sure that all three components are in alignment with the body. The next step is to thread the shaft back into the body. Begin by pushing the shaft into the body until it stops against the square nut. Begin threading the shaft into the square nut by turning it to the right. It is critically important that you thread the shaft all the way into the square nut. If you don't, the lever will not work properly. Once you have it all the way threaded, it is possible the shaft will not be in alignment with the base. You will need to back the shaft off a quarter turn or so until it's straight. Now we need to install the base and axle onto the link lever body. First, take your base and install it onto the body. Line it up with the holes on the outside of the body and hold it in place. Next, take the axle and press it through the body and through the base. It may take some fiddling to line up. Once the axle is through the body, apply a small dab of blue thread locker onto the axle screw and thread it in. Using two Phillips head screwdrivers, hold the axle in place and tighten the axle screw. It is critically important to use both the thread locker and two screwdrivers to properly tighten the axle. Failure to do so can cause the axle to come out. Now we get to the flip spring install. This is probably the most challenging part of rebuilding your lever. To start, first take one side of the flip spring and flip the hook over the bar like so. Next, make sure that the base is correctly orientated with the shorter side up, like so. Now, take the flip spring and install the hook into the hole on the body. Hold it in place with your thumb, like so, and put the other side of the flip spring over the bar. Using a pair of pliers to pull the hook into the hole on the body of the other side. Now we take the flip spring and install the hook into the hole in the body. Hold it in place with your thumb like so, and put the other side of the flip spring over the bar. Use a pair of pliers to pull the hook into the hole on the other side of the body. Flip the lever once or twice to ensure it flips up and down smoothly. Now your lever is fully reassembled and should look like this. You are ready to reinstall the lever onto the boot. To reinstall your link lever to your boot, use the T20 driver and the M4x10mm mounting screws. Make sure that the lever is orientated the correct way with the short side of the base up. Tighten both screws down. Now that the lever is mounted to the boot, you can set the forward lean by threading the head up or down the shaft. Up the shaft for less forward lean, and down the shaft for more. Once you have the forward lean set to your liking, it's time to tighten the head on the shaft. You will need to use the two 10mm wrenches to properly tighten the head. Use one wrench to hold the head in place and the other to tighten the jam nut. It is critically important to be sure that the head is straight on the shaft. If the head is crooked, it will cause wear on the inside of the base, which will eventually cause the lever to be able to pop open. To get your link lever rebuild kit, order it at phantomsnow.com. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and enjoy your like new link levers.